returning good for evil and things like that. They were perhaps the epitome of Christians in their behavior. And the Christian nations of Europe are pretty warlike on the whole. I've never met many Europeans, if you hit him on one cheek, that he doesn't whack the heck out of you. I've never seen one turn the other cheek. Never. Barroom fights all the time and stuff like that. I've never seen such a thing. Maybe that's what confession is for, but I've never seen one, except a few saintly people who make a point of it. But I've never seen the average citizen show any of these Christian virtues whatsoever. Violence is the order of the day, and quick-temperedness, and if you're insulted, whack back as fast as you can is what I've encountered across most of Europe, and of course America too. Jews behave that way a little bit now after the World War II and the Israel matter, but Jews really couldn't afford to respond in that way. Freud tells an incredible story about his father. Anyone familiar with that story? You know, his father came to Vienna somewhat late. He came, I think, from Bohemia, Czechoslovakia, somewhere like that. And he used to go walking with his son. And the thing that shocked Freud the most, and actually lost all respect for his father, I think they were walking in the woods or something, or on a path, and he was walking with his father. Not clear in my mind the whole episode, but someone came along and cursed him and spit on him and knocked him down for no reason, just because he was Jewish, looking like a Jew, and did this to him in front of his son. And his father just picked up his hat and walked on. That would be very rare in European behavior. And Freud never forgot it. He lost all respect for his father, he said after that. But that's not fair to his father, I think. Freud was very judgmental. It was really unfair to judge his father. His father did probably the only thing that was conceivable under those circumstances. You can look into that episode if you want. You can do a paper on Freud if you want. That's a good topic for a paper. Anyway, so let's go on here. And then keeping faith in their actions within the community with single members of the community. If hatred against those who do not belong to their faith would make them feel an obligation to deal crookedly with and disregard the rights of others, it would have to be clearly proved the religion of the Jew contains such antisocial principles that their divine laws are contrary to the laws of justice and charity. See, this seems to be a challenge to Mendelssohn to do this. This man is a friend of Mendelssohn's. I think that this could be the thing that triggered Mendelssohn's essay. If one were to justify before the eyes of reason that the rights of citizenship should be withheld entirely only from Jews, and that he should be permitted only partially to enjoy the rights of man. Look, he's already talking about the rights of citizenship, the rights of man. Where are the rights of man coming from? Who ever heard of these things? I mean, this is all new ideas. The French Revolution hasn't occurred yet. This is 1781. 1789 is the French Revolution. So these ideas are already widespread among the intellectual levels of European society, taking root very quickly. I think a lot has to do with the American Revolution, Thomas Paine and his pamphleteering. I think he writes about the rights of man, and Thomas Paine is writing those things in the 1770s. So, but not just him, but some of the other philosophers that we've already mentioned. According to what has become known about the Jewish religion so far, it does not seem to contain these kind of harmful principles. Anyway, he goes on like that. The noble business of government is to mitigate the mutually exclusive principles of all these varied social and economic groups. So it's so enlightened. You see how enlightened that age was? I mean, that's why they call it the Age of Enlightenment. This is really such a gentle fellow, so decent, so intellectual, so rational, so optimistic, so reasonable. When you rehear some of the other speeches, take a look at Goebbels or someone like that, or Hitler haranguing the mobs in the 1940s and 30s. I mean, this is this is maybe almost 200 years or 180 years after Dome, and all you can say is a deterioration has occurred. not a development, not a progress, but a going backwards. Anyway, so he thinks the goal is to help people assimilate. The great goal is achieved if the nobleman, the peasant, the scholar, the artisan, the Christian, the Jew consider their separateness as secondary. Could be in America today. And their role as citizen primary. That's why the French, 10 years later, are calling each other citizen. Citizen so-and-so, citizen so-and-so. It's a new idea. You're a citizen. It makes you equal. You enjoy the rights of citizenship, the rights of man, if you want to call it that. And women, okay, are coming later, but the rights of citizenship. How many saw that piece on television last night, on public television? Did you see that thing about Marie Antoinette? The 2-hour program about Marie Antoinette? Like that, too busy with your studies like that. That was an incredible piece about, leading up to, how she came to her marriage in France from the imperial family of Austria when she was 14, and her husband that they prepared for in the French Dauphine, or next in line to the throne, was 15. And how they show the pictures of her all the way, and she's executed when she's about 38. So, if you think the French Revolution was an affair of enlightenment, I mean, okay, they didn't like these kings for various reasons, and they were against monarchies and so on and so forth, but the way they treated her and her children was just abominable. I mean, you wouldn't treat a dog the way they treated these people. When they finally put them into prison and stuff like that, the 10-year-old boy was, they took him away, and they put him in a different part of the prison, and she could hear them abusing him all night long, and him crying and shrieking for his mother and stuff like that. And then they finally got him, after months and months and months of abuse, I guess he was 8 years old at that time, to claim that he'd slept in a bed when she was having an illicit affair with her sister-in-law or something. Anyway, some sort of incest. They got him a testimony from an 8-year-old boy